Denise. Getting feedback from people who are a part of the program is a really key element. And I wanted to bring Denise to the table. And yes, this is a double D kind of session. You got Denise on that end and Denise on this end. So I wanted to bring Denise to the table to talk about her experience with Power Play. It has been my pleasure, my indeed pleasure, to be Denise's mentor in this season. She has had some phenomenal successes and experiences that I have been able to cheer her on with from the sidelines. And so I'm just so gracious that she agreed to join and talk a little bit about being a part of Power Play. But before we go there, Denise, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Okay. Hey, thank you first of all for inviting me to come on your podcast. A little a little nervous, but I'm really excited to be here, really to talk about Power Play. Power Play was just great for me, and so I'm really looking forward to just letting everybody know that it could be great for them too. It's a good thing. I'm a native of Charleston, South Carolina, but I've been in Charlotte for about 6 years now. I work at Wells Fargo and Wells Fargo Legal, and I met some great ladies through Power Play. So thank you for that. And yeah, so that's it. I'll turn it over to you.
Oh, that's awesome. And so, as I was thinking about our time, I was really reflecting back to some conversations I think that may have even happened between you and I at the end of May or early June when you were really looking for a mentor relationship. And you reached out and you and I exchanged some information and some messages. And then you went on vacation to Hawaii and you came back and you had kind of settled on allowing me to be your mentor in this season. And one of the things that I appreciated is the diligence that you did to make sure it was going to be a good fit for you. So walk us through that process that you went through when you were thinking about what you needed and how this measured up.
Yeah, sure. So, you have to be very careful who you let take a lead role in your life. You really do. And so when I decided to find a mentor, it was really important to me that the person is recommended or was recommended by someone that I trust. And you came highly recommended by someone that I trust. And it was also very important to me that the person had a faith-based mentorship program. Very important to me that I felt comfortable with this person. And I'm a researcher. That's my background in legal. I'm going to do the research. And so I had to do the research on Denise Taylor. It was the perfect time because you were doing this 30-day segment. Mm-hmm. And so I was able to listen in on your 30 days to see what kind of advice you give, how you mentor people. I really liked the fact that you will put the information out there, fact-based, faith-based. You put it out there, and you're very down to earth. you're very cool and down to earth. So I like that, and I can tell that you know what you're talking about. You have lived it. You're not perfect. You're real. You've lived it. So that's what made me decide to stick with Denise Taylor. But also, you have this concept that I've always believed in. Your concept of building the life that you love really resonated with me. I'm the type of person, I think that your life is based upon decisions that you've made, choices that you've made. Happiness, if you want happiness, happiness is a choice. Whatever you decide to do in your life is going to be the path. And with you, it's always, you can build the life that you love. So it was a no-brainer that you would be my mentor officially. How do you say it? Let me be your mentor officially.
Officially.
It was a no. Yes, it was a no-brainer.
Oh my gosh. I have to tell you, you got me grinning from ear to ear because when I show up, I'm showing up for people who really want to gravitate to doing exactly what you said, which is build a life that you love. And so hearing that that resonated with you is so heartwarming to me. So thank you. The one thing I want you to help me with, though, because you are a successful person, you have achieved and you have overcome so many different things in your life. You've taken a healing journey, you had your own relationships to help you with that. When you started thinking, I need a mentor, what was some of the driving thought process behind why you felt that was necessary right now for you?
So I'm a firm believer of working on self. I've worked on myself. I've gone to therapy. I've done the affirmations. I felt like at this point in my life, I needed a mentor or a life coach to help me deal with things going forward. For me, therapy was like handling things in the past, but mentoring is about helping me to go forward. One thing that I had a big problem with is imposter syndrome. And just some of your videos I've seen about, or your talks about imposter syndrome, that drew me to you. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, I think that it was just time for me to get a mentor relationship.
Oh, I love it. I love it. And I'll tell you, it probably was maybe about 50 days in, you made a post and you had some revelations, and it was a very beautiful post, where you could see your own growth. You could see your own determination. You could see how you had done the work to get to where you are. How did that make you feel when you had that aha moment?
That moment felt so good. I felt like at that moment, I felt like, wow, you have done what you set out to do. You belong. I know what brought me to that place is that you had us do this exercise where we had to write down these affirmations. Words give me life. I have always lived my life with affirmations. I've always repeated affirmations to myself, but not one time did I think to stop and revisit my affirmations to bring them current with where I am in life now. Doing that homework assignment, I realized what was really holding me back from knowing that I am where I'm supposed to be was the imposter syndrome. So I came up with these new affirmations thanks to you and Power Play, and they really helped me to realize that my past does not define me. I am who I am now, and I can be whoever I want to be because of the choice that I make. I can build the life that I love by making good choices.
Man, that is so incredible. Um, you are just making me feel like every investment to get things ready, with hopes that it could impact someone the way that you're telling me now it's impacted you, is just it's incredible. So thank you for that transparency. Now that you're almost at 60 days, right? It's a 60-day journey, and it's so hard for me to believe that we're nearing the end of it. But now that you're almost at 60 days, like, tell us what that experience meant to you. Tell us, your impressions of Power Play, and if you would recommend it to somebody else.
I can't believe we're at 60 days. I can't believe we're at 60 days. When I started this, before we started the very first session, I was thinking 60 days, that's a long time. And then we had the first session, and I was still thinking, ooh, we have a lot more sessions. But then the sessions were so good. They were so informative. And I started thinking, oh, we're getting close to the 60 days. We don't have enough time. We don't have enough time. I can't believe we're at 60 days. I would love to see this program extend past 60 days. I mean, I've learned so much in this 60 days. I've learned so much about myself in this 60 days. I definitely want to go forward and learn more and just build on what I've learned, I would definitely recommend the program to any and everybody else. I think that power play, when you sit and you write out what you want to do, that's great. You should write out your plan. That's absolutely great. But when you have a mentor and the other ladies in the program also who are going through the same thing with you, it makes it so much easier. It makes it so much better. It makes you want to do the work. When you see these other ladies doing the work, it makes you want to do the work. When you get the good feedback from the mentor, when you get the good feedback from the other ladies in the group, it makes you want to do better. It makes you want to learn yourself more. It makes you want to be a better person. I think this 60 days really made a change with me. I feel more confident. Before this 60-day power play, I would not be doing a podcast. There's no way I would do a podcast. I feel more confident. I feel like I am where I'm supposed to be, who I'm supposed to be. I'm good. I just feel a sense of pride in who I am and what I've accomplished. I'm sorry. I feel a sense of pride now in who I am, what I've accomplished, how far I've come. That I'm not saying that the imposter syndrome is not there anymore, but I'm saying that I am okay with where I was in my past. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with where I am now. And I know that this is not the final place for me. I know that I can do whatever I want to do. And when I do whatever I want to do, I belong there. And it's because I've put in the work. I've put in the work. It is for me because I made good choices. And I was able to build the life that I want. I put in the work. I belong there. If it wasn't for this program, if it wasn't for my new affirmations, I'm a different person than I was before Power Play started. So I think that this is the best 60 days I've spent working on myself in a long time. And I've always worked on me. This is the best 60 days I've spent working on myself. I'm sorry.
Wow. I'm going to have to take a minute because, you know, when you're praying for people and you're showing up, you're hoping that it helps. And to hear you just share, it means a lot to me. It really does.
You know, that's another thing that I like about you, your mentorship, and your program. You pray. I remember when I told you I was applying for a new role, and you sent me this voice clip that I still have, that I have listened to more than once. You sent me this voice clip of this prayer for me. Not just that I get the role, but that I believe in myself when I'm applying for the role. That meant so much for me. I'm a firm believer in prayer. I am always praying for self, but there's something special when somebody else prays for you. That's one thing that I love about you too. You will pray for your people, for your mentees. Yes, so thank you for that. Thank you for that.
Oh my God. Denise, thank you. Thank you for sharing. This is incredible. I I I'm blown away. Thank you. It means so much to get your feedback and to hear how this has been such an incredible part of your life and experience. And it just means a lot to be a part of your success journey, to be there encouraging you, empowering you, and cheering you. That's what brings me joy. And so thank you. Thank you for allowing me, trusting me to be a part of this stage in your life. But I know the best is yet to come. You already know. I told you you haven't landed. You're still emerging. You're still ascending. And I just hope that I can continue to be there to support you in any way that I can. Thank you, Denise. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you. Yeah. So another thing that I like about you, Denise, is that you will continue to push somebody and you will not let us remain stagnant or start to feel any sense of complacency. Something about me, I don't like to get in trouble. I like to always do what's right. I call it being called to the principal's office. I don't like to get called to the principal's office. So when I'm living my life now, after power play, whether it's dealing with people at work, dealing with people in my family, being able to say no or whatever, I always have in the back of my mind, if Denise asks me about this, I have to make sure that I handled it the right way because I don't want to get in trouble with Denise. so so that has also helped me. I have your voice in the back of my mind, like, okay, well, Denise is going to ask me these questions. I need to be able to answer them the correct way, or she's going to say something about it. So, yeah, thank you for that also.
Oh my gosh, that is adorable. Well, that's just where the iron comes in because iron sharpens iron, right? And we need that little energizing push to keep us going so that we don't settle, so that we don't start hiding in plain sight, as I like to call it. You are one of a kind, Denise. Thank you so, so much.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me here.